Welcome back to Sports Fist, ladies and gentlemen. And let's get right into it with scores, schedule, and everything in between. The Lions of Detroit, what? Got themselves a pretty nice dub against Doug Cousins. I mean, they were actually considered, or they were, I mean, I guess they were saying they were going to win anyways, I guess the Vikings were underdogs, which is kind of shocking, but the Lions have been playing some of the best ball in the league, so, that's probably why. I think they've only lost one in the past, what, is it, six or so? And that one was against the Buffalo Bills, and they could have easily won that one too, to be honest. I mean, they got to win against Raja's. See the 25-28. Like that was like Thanksgiving Day or some shit. But I totally forgot what happened during that game and all. Obviously, I have the video where I do talk about that. It was like a week or so ago, but had that close game against Justin Fields and the Bears. But other than that, they've been looking really nice. The destruction of the Jaguars. I mean, the rest of the schedule ain't easy to be honest, because you got to face Justin Fields again. You got to face the Jets. I'm not gonna say their quarterback because let's be honest. I mean, obviously, what's his name? The Cougar Slayer is not playing anymore, so they have a better chance of winning. They, as in the Jets, so I don't know if you can get a win against a really good defense. I mean, the Minnesota Vikings defense was or is good, and um, the Bills defense is pretty good too. So they obviously can get the points. Jared Goff looking pretty decent as of late, and you got Amon Ra. I keep calling him Amara, but Amon Ra St. Brown, the Sun God, has been beasting, and the rest of the wide receivers, Reynolds and Khalif Raymond here and there. And you got a three pretty good running backs. Swift, I don't know, he got another ankle injury. He was questionable coming into this game, but he still contributed in a way. Then obviously you got Williams, who's the goal line guy, get you them TDs. He has the most touchdowns in the whole of the NFL, so that's a plus right there for them Lions. But I believe they can win all these games, but they can't lose any of these. That's the thing. Once if they lose one of these, it's pretty much playoffs, for them right now. They lose any of these games, so there's a good chance they're done, unless some crazy shit happens. But yeah, if they lose one of these games, because I mean, you got to face the Packers, who've started playing really well. The Bears, obviously, like I just said, they have Justin Fields. The Jets with a good defense, and they got a pretty good amount of offensive weapons in Mike White. Mike White did have he was out of the game and then he came back into the game. That tells you how far Zach Wilson has gone to make this team not like him, or just how much they don't trust him. I mean, when he would play, he would make some questionable decisions. As y'all, I don't know if y'all remember that Patriots game. Like he literally handed it to Judah or somebody. Then you got the Panthers, who are just one of those teams that fight, and even though they got rid of a lot of their weapons. But enough of the Lions. So they got their chance, but I don't know. I feel like it's slim to none. Not really slim to none, but still. They've been playing really well, so if they would have started off that well, they would easily be in the playoffs. But no, shit happens. That's another crazy thing. Calais Campbell. Dan Campbell was actually about to get, well, he even said that he was that they were talking about firing him and stuff. And I mean, it was just obvious, what was it, third season right now, and came in with that biting ankles and bullshit, uh, and then just wasn't winning. But now they're looking like they're pretty good, and they're most like they have. I mean, you have to keep him after what he's done. That's the time right there. But gotta speed it up a little bit more. You had the injury with Tyler Unley. But I'm not sure if he came back into the game or not. I'm not 100 on that. Pittsburgh was needing this win. I'm pretty sure that they are. What's up with all these messages? I don't need that. Okay, yeah. Ravens Steelers. Steelers were needing this win bad. Ravens didn't need as bad, but they're top of their division. Bengals got the win too, so they're just right ahead of them. Browns were needing the win too, and Deshaun looked better than last week, but not enough. So yeah, both of those teams seem like they're most likely out. I don't know how they could. They probably could find one, but it's looking like they're both done pretty much. And if you can't beat the Ravens without Lamar Jackson, then even though there were Edwards and J.K. Dobbins both came back, so that's a big thing for them. They got their running game back. I don't know what happens with Lamar. Does he come back? Does he stay out all the way until playoffs? I mean, if Huntley's playing good, I say do that. Why not? Maybe one game before the playoffs, play him just to get warmed up and stuff. But still, 100% Lamar Jackson is a monster. As y'all remember during the beginning of the season, he also did lose his wide receiver, but whatever. Not that he was playing super great or anything, Bateman. Jets, Bills, obviously they just couldn't, they didn't have enough. At the very end, they looked like they were starting to come back, but too little, too late, as the quote or the whatever goes, the quote goes. Too little, too late. I don't know if that's a quote or whatever the fuck. But yeah, too little, too late. Cowboys, Texans. Cowboys, Texans. That one was pretty close. Actually, yeah, it was close pretty much throughout the whole time. It seemed like the Cowboys offense just couldn't like fully get it going. I mean, I guess that happens when you've been killing it the past 2 weeks. One crazy thing was they put up more points in 2 to 3 weeks or 4 weeks, more than pretty much that amount of points they scored compared to the Broncos. The amount of points that the Broncos scored the whole freaking season, which is freaking crazy. If you even understood what the hell I just said, because I feel like I had a hard time understanding what I was trying to get at. But yeah, Eagles, Giants on the slump. Only one good New York team as of now. It's looking like. Well, they're all pretty good. It's just that divisions they're in are pretty tough, and everybody else is pretty good in their divisions or the divisions they're in. So the Eagles, obviously, I don't know if they're considered the favorites at the moment, but why not? You got the running game, pretty much got everything. Let's just say that 3 wide receivers. Yes, they got 3 wide receivers: Smith, Green, or Brown, and Quez Watkins. Is it Quez Watkins? Yeah, Watkins. I mean, they're just pretty much good all around. Plus, you got the quarterback who's a dual threat. The defense is pretty nice. It's actually one of the best in the league, obviously. Um, but yeah, Eagles still looking nice out there, and they're most likely gonna be to have that number one spot. Not sure. Yeah, them or no, they're most likely gonna get that unless they end up losing or something, which I don't see happening. But who knows? It's the NFL. You lose one player sometimes, and that just fucks everything up. Everything. I mean, everything. Jaguars give the Titans an L, which ain't too great for them. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Titans will figure it out. Jaguars could still find a way to get in. Honestly, I didn't think they'd probably find a way to win another game since that injury situation with Jal. I don't know what I was trying to get out, but Trevor Lawrence. So yeah, I didn't think they had really any chance. Travis Etienne hadn't been playing so great as of late, but enough of them. Chiefs Broncos. Russ was actually looking pretty decent today, but then That tackle happened, and he had like a bump in his forehead, and I think it was a concussion or whatever. I don't know. It seems like they might. I mean, there's still a good amount of games left. There's a chance they might just go ahead and shut him down. I mean, why not? I don't know if you could take a risk like that, paying somebody that much money and just putting them out there for pretty much nothing, to be honest. Yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna do that, but the Broncos defense obviously is legit. See, that's the thing. You have such a good defense, and the offense just isn't doing anything. If the offense was like mid, not even really good, this team would have a really good fucking record. I mean, just mainly specifically on the fact that the defense is so good. Defense got close to just. I mean, see if they played every single game, obviously like today, they'd easily be one of the better teams in the NFL. That defense just. I mean, if they can keep the defense, they can keep the defense as is next year, and Russ can play the way he was playing today, then maybe next year. Maybe next year. Panthers, I think it's 2 in a row or 3 in a row. Beat the Seattle Seahawks and Gino Tarantino. I mean, this game wasn't really. I can't say it was close, even though the score seems like it's close. But I mean, it wasn't really. It wasn't like a blowout or nothing. It wasn't Eagle type of game. But yeah, Tyler Lockett with the boys. Tyler Lockett, Geno Smith having his two wide receivers. Then they also had Kenneth Walker out, which was a big hit, I guess, on them. The defense still out there balling. But yeah, Seahawks probably need to rebound. I'm not sure actually on their playoff situation. Let's look at that real quick. What am I doing? What in the world? Like I said, there's the NFC ain't too great. The lower team, obviously the teams that are really good are pretty good. 49ers still seem to find a way, even with Purdy. But I mean, with the Lions being as good as they've been, Packers getting better, Panthers here and there, and the Buccaneers just not playing really good ball. They pretty much seem like they probably need what maybe two more wins, and they'll probably have that playoff spot. So I don't know. You still probably, I mean, obviously still want to freaking win those goddamn games, but still. But yes, Tom Brady got his ass kicked today by them 49ers and that I tell you, elite defense, one of the better, if not the best, defense in the National Football League. And they're down to their third quarterback, which is crazy. They're about to pull off Ohio. I forget what year it was when they went down to the third quarterback. I tell you, third quarterback, and ended up winning the sheep, which was freaking crazy. But yeah, they might end up doing some shit like that. I mean, the other thing is Debo Samuels actually got injured, so depending on that, I don't know how to. I mean, they still got Juwan Jennings ain't too bad. Obviously, you got Brandon Ayuk, but you really can't replace freaking Debo. And then the 49ers Dolphins. Mans was balling out there today, as in Keenan Allen and Edit. If y'all had him on your fantasy teams, got yourself a good amount of. Actually, not sure what. Well, he had 12. Yeah, 12 catches, I think it was. I'm not sure on the targets, but dang. Justin Herbert just throwing it everywhere. I'm telling you, everywhere. Then Austin Eckler got 24 points. One touchdown. I was hoping for 30, but he didn't get it 30 for 30. Tua Tagovailoa. Not too great in the beginning, but at the very end started picking it up a little bit, but wasn't enough. With Tyreek being injured, Waddle not really out there until the very end. Because I don't remember seeing Waddle, to be honest. But still not a terrible game from them, but actually it probably was terrible. But the defense, obviously the Miami defense is still good. They're in the risk area where if Patriots most likely going to beat the Cardinals. I don't know how. I mean, the Cardinals' offense is pretty good, but still, if they end up losing or winning that one, they'll pretty much be one game away. If the Dolphins, um, I mean, every single team in that AFC East obviously has lost two in a row, so I guess they don't got to worry too much, but they probably need to pick it up a little bit. Let's see what their schedule is actually. So yeah, they're pretty much. Ooh, that's not good. They got the Bills coming up, but I believe they can beat the Bills. They're a good enough team. Depending on if Tyreek and them are out there. If they ain't, then they might lose that spot to the Jets. But then again, they got the Jets at the very end, and they got the Patriots, so they control your own destiny. I'll tell you that. But you got to deal with the Packers as well. And like I said, they've been on fire. I don't know if you could stop all them wide receivers and running backs and Aaron the Jet Rodgers. Nobody's ever said that, and I don't think anybody should say it again after I just said it. But whatever. Let's look at some fantasy, and we're gonna go ahead and call it. Even though I spent way too much. Gotta give a little refreshment. I didn't want to see that. This is what I want to see. This right here is what I want to see. I think no, Justin Jefferson. Obviously, man's always out there. They have 15 freaking goddamn targets. Holy moly! And they still lost though. So, but fantasy wise, we out here winning, guys. Whoever has Justin Jefferson, Jared Judah, Jerry Mario Judah, out here balling with the 3 TDs after he shoved the referee and talked a whole bunch of smack to him. Mike Williams came back and showed us what he is or what he can be or what he's been. Juju Smith-Schuster also with a rebound game since the past 2 games. He hasn't been too great. Chris Moore, is he worth the pickup? I don't freaking know. Maybe because the Cookie Monster, he's not there. Keenan Allen came out balling, like I said in the beginning. 14 targets, 12 freaking catches. Oh my gosh. With old boy being healthy, as in his ribs, just a bit. You expect this kind of stuff. They need to be doing this kind of stuff if they want to, save them or keep their playoff spot. Trevor Lawrence. Dang, I didn't know Trevor Lawrence put up that much. I didn't know he got 33.42. Holy smokes. 30 for 42. Wow. Wowzers. That's pretty good numbers right there. I tell you what. 368 yards touchdown. Well, that's minus the 7 rushing for the 3 carries, 1 touchdown. Dang. Yeah, I guess that makes a little change. 4 touchdowns, that'll get you them kind of numbers. Jalen Hurts, it hurts not to have him in your fantasy team. If you do, then you're in a good spot, or you should be, unless the rest of your team is trash, which sucks for you, I guess, whoever you are. 30.38. Nice numbers right there. Russell, the crazy thing is he left the game, obviously he left the game, and he still got 25.58. Nice right there. Ooh, I didn't know Purdy was questionable at all. But yeah, Purdy was questionable, I guess. But he still managed to destroy them boys out in Buccaneers land, even though the game was in San Frisco. Jarek McKinnon, 32.4. I think a lot of people thought that the Pichaco would be the one putting up big numbers, but no, it was McKinnon. That's the shitty part about having one of these Chiefs running backs sometimes. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen. And that shit like that happens. McKinnon gets the numbers over Pichaco. And obviously Leah is injured. I'm wondering, do they even bring dude back if they got these 2 young dudes who are actually killing? Technically, he's young too, but Miles Sanders, the Sanderator, the Miles Sanders out here. He been balling this year. I tell you what, I wish I would have drafted him, but I didn't because I listened to him when he said, "Don't draft me." And sometimes you don't listen to the people. Even though it didn't start off great, it's been great. For somebody who picked him up later rounds. Tony. Tony being monster, even though he's got a share, one of the best share backfields out there as in fantasy wise, because dudes have been putting up numbers and they like to run. So if you have one of them, good for you. Josh Jacobs with 19, that was what was it Thursday, but I mean. For most running backs, that's okay, but for what he's been doing, you're like, damn, I want more, man. I want more numbers than that. I want like 30, 40, 50. Rack the numbers up. Fantasy. Yeah. I think we looked at the wide receivers. Jamal Chase, kind of regret it, not really regretting it. I mean, I had him, but I guess I got Mike Williams for him and returned him. Plus, I got Aaron Jones and a couple other players. So in a way, I don't regret it. But yeah, Juju, Mike, Zay Jones, been nice. I mean, Zay, if you thought about it, you would think that like, hey, he should be putting up these kind of numbers and all because they paid him, I think, 40 mil or something near that. But still, tight ends, man. It looks a little bit better maybe for next year. Some of these guys. Yeah, this guy right here, the Titans one, Oak Onowo. I think that's how it's pronounced. I heard somebody saying it's similar to that, but I don't know if he even was pronouncing it right. But let's just go with O. Okay, on. No. Uh, Dalton Schultz. A lot of these guys, I mean, the tight end room might be much bigger. You could probably get a really good tight end in the later rounds next year because a lot of these guys are looking pretty decent now. But tight ends is just a pain, to be honest. David and Njoku obviously because Deshaun Watson is going to be. He looks like he's favoring him in a way. Well, not I guess favoring, but still. Um, I mean, when you have that good of a tight end, why wouldn't you? Evan Ingram looking really nice. 2 touchdowns today. Then you got Schultz. Ever since Dak's been back, he's been back. TJ Atkinson, pretty decent. Maybe compared to the Titans the majority of us has, much better than decent. Because I played Tyler Conklin, Conklin, and who was the other one I played? He had 0 points. What a bum. Had a bum day, didn't he? Moreau, I think it's Foster Moreau for the fucking Rayatas. I was so disappointed. Honestly, I think he just pretty much cost me playoffs because I had, in both of my leagues, I picked him up, but I was like, maybe I should play him, maybe I shouldn't, and I decided not to. And it's cost me. Because there's no point of even having him because I'm just, I'm not really playing. I'm not in playoffs, or whatever. It's all good. I ain't too mad. I'm mad. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Sabotage out. I see.